And I'll be honest, it took me 6 years to figure this out for myself because I love learning on YouTube. I love reading books and all that stuff. But what I found was I would download all these free courses or have all these videos saved on YouTube, and I would never take action. But I found if I actually put money and invest into something, it holds me accountable. It makes me want to actually do that thing. And so, are you looking to start a permanent jewelry business, just doing your research, and maybe you're, getting pretty serious about it? Well, let me show you some things to really watch out for and important factors to consider. My name is Jay Brown, and this is Tony Cruz. We're the owners of Links Permanent Jewelry Training, one of the first training companies that's ever existed. We've trained thousands of students. And so I've got some really good insights to share with you. Now, before we start, and what factors they should consider, let's talk about the difference between going with a training company versus like a DIY, like trying to figure it out on themselves slash YouTube University. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so going with a training company, the reason why I like to go with a paid training versus a free training is the fact that I paid for something and I want to do it. It's the accountability.
Yeah, and we're not just saying this because we own links. Like I've literally invested probably $100,000 in the past year just on my own education and masterminds and trainings. And so I'll tell you a little bit more in a bit, but I truly believe in investing and stuff.
Yeah, it just hope it holds you accountable. I mean, even just like you said, we've spent $100,000 in training. All the trainings that we've taken, we've actually taken action. Oh, I wish causes to be where we're at today. The success we had.
And it took me, and I'll be honest, it took me 6 years to figure this out for myself because I love learning on YouTube. I love reading books and all that stuff. But what I found was I would download all these free courses or have all these videos saved on YouTube, and I would never take action. But I found if I actually put money and invest into something, it holds me accountable. It makes me want to actually do that thing. And so that's just one benefit to start. We hadn't even, talked about the other factors.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, a lot of times what's on YouTube isn't what I call the juice, isn't what really is going to be the defining factor in your business. There's a lot of free content out there that will teach you the 10,000-foot view, but that stuff that really makes a difference in your business is often not free. Why would somebody just give it away for free?
Yeah, so let's talk about some important factors to consider when they're looking into a different training company. And so I know there's multiple training companies out there. Since I started Links, a few years ago, there's been lots of little trainers pop up here and there. Then we go over what you should be looking at. Number one is, what kind of business or marketing background does that training company have? Like for me, well, it's both. We run a marketing agency. We've been doing it for 7 years. We've helped thousands and thousands of people grow their business. And so we take that experience and we put it into our students and leads. And so that way they learn how to grow and market the business, not just start it.
Yeah, the number one important thing when starting any business in any industry is, do you have the attention of your consumers? And it all starts with your marketing. You have to, in order to sell something, you have to have an audience to sell to. And that's what's the key to all our client success here at Ranked is they all pretty much have audiences, and that's a core value of what we teach.
Well, it's not that they have audiences, is we teach them how to get out and get them. We teach them marketing tactics. We teach them all the stuff they need to really make money because it's not just about welding. It's not just about, oh, let me get some pretty chains. You have to know how to run a business. You have to know how to get attention. If not, your competitors are going to crush you. And so that's one of the big reasons why, I think that Linked is by far the best training company. We actually teach all these things and we have real experience in the field. Now, number two is, you want to have a complete business system. This kind of goes along the lines with number one, but, tell me a little bit more about complete business systems.
Yep. So, welding is just only one piece of it. Learning how to weld is one piece of it. But learning how to, one, attract the clients you're looking for. Two, foster the relationships of the clients you're looking for. Three, how do you get them to become repeat clients? Four, how do you get them to refer you? And five, how do you know your numbers? Like what are the chains that are really selling? What are not selling? What's seasonal? What's in? What's out? All those little nuances in business, I don't see many people talk about. And that's what's included in a complete business system. And I'm super excited to say that we at Linked Permanent Jewelry Training teach you all of that because it's not just, again, about welding, Jake. It's about how do I build my complete business.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they're doing their research on training companies, they're putting too much emphasis on how to weld.
Mhm.
People learn how to weld the jewelry in a day, sometimes watching even our online training. And so it's not about how to weld, it's about how do you make that money? Because That's why we started business, right? Is to create financial freedom, to create a better life for yourselves. Maybe you want to quit a 9 to 5 job. And so I've seen a lot of people who know how well, but they don't know how to make money. You got to have both.
So that brings us to number 3, our hands-on and online options. Does your permanent jewelry training offer you both hands-on and online? What we often see, Jake, with our students is they'll learn online, they understand how to weld, but they still need a little bit more help hands-on to really grasp how to use, the jump brakes, how to weld the jump brakes, different settings on the machines and things like that. It's really important. Does your training offer both options?
Yeah, and I know here we have a 5,000 square foot facility in Orlando, Florida. We have a full training space. We host monthly trainings, and so anytime you need a refresher, anytime you need hands-on training, we've had thousands of students who've had success with just our online training. But also they love that they can just come here and just refresh their skills, or meet with us in person. And so find the company that has not only a great reputation, but someone who can actually coach you. Like some of these trainers out here are just doing it at like random hotels around the country. They don't have time to give you support. They're not going to be able to give you hands-on support if you need it. And so find a company that can.
Yep. And that brings us to our next topic, proven student results. Jabe, what are the results of our student?
I don't know any other company that has thousands of success stories like we do. We've been doing this since 2022. That's when I started Links, and our students have absolutely crushed it. We have, Peyton, who's making $50,000 a month. We have Lisa, who, when I met her, she was a struggling nurse. She was trying to do permanent makeup, had no clients. And I was like, come on, you need permanent jewelry. After I told her story, she loves jewelry. It was her passion. I was like, this would be perfect for you. She trusted me. And last year she did over $200,000 in profit just in her first year. So, you can go to our YouTube channel, Links Permanent Jewelry Training, can see tons of success stories on there. The key is don't just rely on one Facebook comment or one referral, because that person might just be an affiliate. Find the company with tons and tons of reviews and success stories. And number 5, I would look for a training company with a good community, because it's one thing to learn how to weld. It's one thing to learn how to start the business. It's another thing to have that ongoing support. And I'll tell you, if you've never started a business before, and if you have, you know what I'm talking about, business can be long. It can be tough. It can be frustrating. Like there's emotional ups and downs. It's not all logical. It's a lot of emotion in this. And so having that support system around you and other people who are just, crushing it and encouraging you and can help you out, to me, that's priceless.
Yeah. And that goes back to, to me, I don't look at a support system as a Facebook group, because a lot of times if they have time to hang out on a Facebook group, they're probably not doing a lot in their business, right? Now, there are a lot of successful people in the Facebook groups that have scaled to be able to have assistants and things like that to where they can't focus on that. But does the community that you're in really feed you in your business? That's really key when you're looking for a community. So next up, number 6, top tier starter kits. Jade, talk to us bulk about that.
Yeah, so I think a starter kit can make or break your business at the beginning, because you don't have the right tools and supplies. It can quickly add up, and then you're like, oh crap, I got to order that. I got to order that. And before you know it, your budget's already in the negative. And so finding a starter kit that's already done for you, the experts have already put it together. You have all your tools right in front of you. You can say like, okay, I've got this starter kit. I got what I need. Now I can focus on marketing my business. I can focus on getting clients. I can focus on finding events. Like if you're focused on putting together a starter kit, you're just wasting time and energy. And so find a company that already has a great starter kit for you.
Absolutely. And next up, coaching. Coaching is so care out. Do you want to figure it out on your own and waste years trying to figure it out? Or do you want to follow the success that gives clues? Here at the Permanent Jewelry Training, we provide 90 days of coaching to a lot of our students. That way they have a clear roadmap on exactly how to grow and scale their business, from how to find their first event to how to foster the relationship to that event, to even further how to follow up and get repeat events, repeat customers.
Yeah. And just to give you an example, like on our PJ tasting strategy we taught last year, we did that in one of our coaching programs, and we've had so many testimonials from permanent jewelry artists who were maybe making $3,000 to $6,000 a month. They used our PJ tasting strategy to get to those consistent $10,000 plus months. And so little things like that can be life changing for your business. So find a company that will give you that coaching, that weekly support, and that, one-on-one support if you need it, just like Linked does. Absolutely. Point number 8 that I've looked for when you're looking for a training company is, you know, do they have you get supplies? Some training companies that I've seen who were, quite frankly, cheap. Don't always say cheaper is better. It's usually the opposite. They would just give a list of affiliate links where it's like, go buy from this company, go buy from this company. And it wasn't really good recommendations. In fact, you could tell the company was just trying to make money off them. At Linked, we have all the supplies you would ever need, and we give our students a lifetime discount. That way, while other people have to pay a higher price, our students actually get discounted rates so that they can continue to be profitable as they grow their business.
And one of the biggest advantages of Lake Pro for trading is we buy in bulk larger than pretty much anybody else in the industry. So what does that mean? We're able to get pricing that really no one else can. And what do we love to do? Pass that pricing on to our students. So it's a huge benefit to our Lake Pro Jewelry students.
Yeah, for sure. And number 9 to me is one of the most important things because I'm a marketer. I've seen the impact of a great business that actually is not so great because it doesn't have clients. And so you can have all the right chains, machine, all the right stuff in place. But if you don't have clients, you don't have money. And so at Linked, we do done for you marketing materials, whether that's, Canva templates, whether that's, inventory trackers, whether that's pricing sheets, websites. We had so much stuff for our students. That way they can have they can save hours and hours and hours of time and frustration and find the best stuff that was put together by the best marketers in the industry and use it directly for their business on day one. I've seen our students who literally started up and on day one, they were taking clients, they were getting events because they had those done for you marketing materials that made marketing easy for them.
Yep. So you don't have to worry about going out and getting professional photography, spending hundreds of dollars on that for your branding. We already have it done for you. It's just a matter of you really taking action in your business. So Jay, number 10, focus on, the skills, safety, and scaling of the business. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, and going back to point number 9, the reason that I know a lot of companies, and it's funny how this works, and I'm not trying to bash anyone by any means, but anytime I would come out with something, I see that other people try to copy the wording. So now you'll probably see ads with like every company says they have marketing materials. Don't believe everything you hear. With our company, like I actually own the number 1 marketing agency in the permanent jewelry industry. And so what that means is I can see what's working on advertising. I can see what's working on post and I can translate that and say, okay, late, students, here's what's working. You guys go, make money with it. And so I'm able to take my experience that I'm getting from marketing agency and giving it to our students in late. But back to point number 10 is, focus on skill, focus on scaling your business and focus on safety when you're growing your business. And what this means is, if you sign up with a training company that doesn't have that capacity to support you, maybe they're a one-woman show or one-man show, you're not going to get the best support. You're not going to get, someone who can get on a call with you anytime and give you that feedback, give you we literally have people in our office who will get on with team members who will get on a Zoom call with you and help you. If you're having machine troubleshooting issues, they'll help you with your welding. And I don't know any other company that has that level of support.
Yeah, so we are a full in-house team here, like Jake said. We have a lot of employees, and they're here dedicated to help our clients grow. Not only that, when you become a Link student, you're going to have your own customer success coach, someone that you can rely on, someone that you can lean on. And that's really the key to scale, was having that person there to help you grow your business.
Yep. And so I'll leave you with this. You've watched this whole video. You're thinking about starting a perfect jewelry business. Take imperfect action because the people who sit on the fence, just like with Bitcoin, just with the internet 20 years ago, people are like, oh, this internet thing is a fad. Well, look what happened to the early adopters of the internet, like Google, like now they're multi-billion-dollar companies. And so permanent jewelry is still earth. I think there's so much potential and so much room for growth with permanent jewelry. And so whether you sign up with us, whether you train with Linked or not, just get started somewhere. And if you ever need help, if you ever have questions, we're happy to help. Feel free to go to linkspermanentjewelrytraining.com or check out the link in the description. And anything else, son?
No, all we do is that. And I look forward to helping you succeed in your permanent jewelry business.